One of the news stories of the last few weeks was Daniel Ricciardo's departure from Racing Bulls, with the team deciding to immediately remove him from the car after his performances were not convincing enough, giving Liam Lawson the chance to finish the season. And there are those who say that Ricciardo didn't even deserve the chance he had this year, since his last seasons were not the best, both at Renault and McLaren. Tell me in the comments, in your opinion, did Ricciardo deserve more opportunities in big teams? Or did he not deserve these opportunities? Well, speaking of Horner, he commented a little on this whole situation involving Ricciardo and made some revelations about the behind-the-scenes decisions made, saying first that there had been pressure since the Spanish GP to remove Ricciardo from the car, with Helmut Marko doing everything he could to prevent him from continuing for more races. As we know, Marko, the consultant for the Red Bull teams, has always defended the idea that they should have a young driver in this car, and that Daniel Ricciardo was not a driver who would deliver results. On the other hand, Christian Horner, the head of Red Bull, has always been a defender of the driver, doing everything he could to get him back to the main team and continue his career alongside Verstappen, trusting that he has the potential to even become world champion. This thought was reinforced when Ricciardo tested a Red Bull car last year, showing very strong performance and immediately getting more opportunities in the B team, taking over the car for the rest of the season. However, as we know, things did not go smoothly for the driver, and Horner states that even though he tried to defend Ricciardo, his main problem during all this time was the lack of consistency, as the driver showed flashes of good performance several times, surpassing what his car allowed, especially in free practice and qualifying. But in the races, all this performance ended up disappearing, and he suffered several times, not being able to keep up with his teammate on several occasions, much less showing anything above the norm that would make him deserve a place at Red Bull. Horner says he did everything he could to give Ricciardo time in this car, so that he could return to being the Ricciardo of old and get Perez's place. But even with this support, Ricciardo could not improve, and Sergio Perez, although not at his best, was also unstable and was in the same situation as Ricciardo, not justifying the dismissal of one of them or a change of drivers, since they would swap six for half a dozen. Thus, the time came when there was nothing more that could be done, and even with Horner's support, they had to make a decision to remove the driver from that car, since in addition to Marko, there was pressure from Red Bull shareholders who wanted a rookie driver in that car to make Racing Bulls return to the team's origins, being a team that prepares Red Bull Academy drivers for a spot in the main team.